Morning. Right, we got straight into the homework so, and this is from Thursday or Friday. So, pattern is graphed in the diagram below. The curve has been added for clarity. Just a minute. Copy and complete the following table. Okay, so we need to use. Oh yeah, I see the dots. We need to use the graph to help us fill the numbers into the table, essentially. Okay, so that first one there, so term 1, so this is where term 1 is. The dot is here, yeah, which is in line with -1. So that's what term 1 is, -1. Okay, next we go to term number 2, which is here. Go up till we see the dot and go across to get the value of the term, and that has a value of 3. Next we go to term 3, we go up until we get the dot, and then we go across to 6. Fourth one, try and stay straight, up to the dot, and then go across and get the value, and the value is 8. And then the last one, we go up from term number 5 till we hit the dot and we go across and we get 9. Okay, so now we need to look at the difference of these. So going from -1 to 3, that is a jump of 4. From 3 to 6 is a jump of 3. From 6 to 8 is a jump of 2. And then from 8 to 9 is a jump of 1. So is this pattern linear or non-linear? It is non-linear. Okay, and again, you can only need one reason, but the two reasons are the graph is curved, or you could say the graph is not a straight line. Yeah? And the second reason is we do not have a common first difference. Yeah? Second question. A sequence is described in the table below. So term number 1 has a value of -4. Term number 2 has a value of -7, and so on. Copy the diagram shown. Oh, okay. Copy the diagram shown, grand. And then plot the first 5 terms of the sequence. Okay, so term number 1 is going to be -4. So I'm going to go to term number 1, which is here. I'm going to go down to -4, and I'm going to put my dot. Okay, now none of this goes in. That's just showing you where I was looking. The only thing that goes in is the dot on the -4. So for term 2, it's -7. So I stay in line with the 2, but I go as far as -7 and put a dot. For term 3, it's -6. So stay in line with the 3 and put a dot at -6. The fourth one is -1. So I am here in line with the 4 and I put a dot in line with -1. Term number 5 then is 8. So I'm in line with the 5 here, stay in that line all the way up and put a dot at 8. Okay, and then I'm going to attempt to draw the curve. So you're drawing the dots, but you have to draw them in the order that you put them in. Do you know what I mean? So we did this one first, then this one, then this one, then this one, and up to that one. Yeah? Is this sequence linear or non-linear? Okay, nice and easy. It is definitely non-linear because what did I just draw? The graph is a curve. Okay, I did not draw a straight line, I drew a curve. Okay? So Monday the 15th of March. Try March. Okay. Right, so we're actually on the last part of this chapter, which is great. Did that. So we're here. Using graphs of patterns to solve problems. Okay, so when it's problems, there's always lots of different kind of ways they can ask the question. But all you do is read the question and you have all the prior knowledge to be able to do it. So you just have to try and apply it. Okay, so we look at this question. The table below shows how a plant grows over a period of 10 days. The height is in centimeters. Using the values in the table, draw a graph to show the height of the plant for 10 days. Okay. So I have my squares. Just make sure I have a black pen. I'm going to insert my graph. Right there-ish. Below. Okay, there we go. Yeah? Okay, so the fact that these are no longer term number, term value, you have to kind of adapt them. Okay, so the day, like day number 2, day number 3, that's the same as the term number. So we put that on the x-axis. And then the height, so on day 2 it had a height of 9. That's the same as the term value. So that goes on our y-axis. Okay, so on our x-axis, we're going to go, what do we have to do? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10? 2, 4, yeah, I think I'll fit it. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and that's the day and my x-axis, okay? So each jump is 2 boxes, each jump is 2. I've labeled my axes and I've said that it's the days. Okay, so now I'm going to try and get to 13. Have I room to go in ones? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. No. Okay, so we'll go in 2s. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. Okay, so again, I've chosen one box this time, and I consistently used one box. I've chosen to go up in 2s, and I've consistently gone up in 2s, and I've labelled my axes. Okay, so we know that this bit in the corner here represents 0 for both sides. So that represents 0 days and 0 height, okay? You'll notice up here it says, when we bought the plant on day 0, it had a height of 8. So we need to go up here from day 0, okay? Stay in line with day 0. And we go up to 8. So that's where the 8 goes, okay? Day 2 then, we're in this line here. So we're following that line up. And we're going to go up as far as 9. Day 4, so this line here, we're going up to 10. For day 6, we're going to 11. Day 8 is 12. And day 10 is 13. Okay, so I'm going to put my line in. This looks linear, so we're back. The ones we've been doing the last few nights have not been linear, but there's my line, and it goes through it. So that's part A. Part B, what was the height of the plant after 3 days? Okay, now, if this is 2 days and this is 4 days, then 3 days must be right in the middle. Yeah? So I go up until I hit the line. And then I go across to there. So we need to try and figure out what that is, okay? So if, see the little, hang on, I just put in a little red mark. Come on. Yeah, so see the little red mark there? That's 9, because that's halfway between 8 and 10. So I reckon where my arrow is touching is probably 9.5. Okay, and that's what you're doing. You're just trying to figure out as best you can, best way you can to answer the question. Okay, so it's not perfect because it's not hitting exactly on a line, but it looks about 9.5 centimeters. Yeah? Okay, so the next part here asks us to find the slope of the line. Okay, now slope is a method. So you calculate slope by doing rise over run. Okay, now the way you get the rise and the run, okay, is you make a triangle. All right, so let's try this. So I'm going to start at the beginning and I'm going to go across to here. Yeah. And then maybe in black, I'm going to go from here up. Okay, so can you see I've made a triangle? I've got the green diagonal and then I've added in the red horizontal and the black vertical. Yeah? So this bit is the rise and this bit is the run. Okay, so it's like if you were making a ramp. Okay, whatever goes across the ground, like, I don't know, whatever you're using across the ground, that's the run, and then the rise. And the combination of those two, so if I increase the rise, I'm going to make that ramp more sloped. Yeah? If I decrease the rise, I'm going to make the ramp less sloped. Does that make sense? Sorry, I just want to check something here. Just for a second. Yeah. Okay, sorry. No. Okay. Oh my God. Stay this time? Okay. So we need to figure out what the rise is. Okay. The rise starts here at this level. Okay. See where the dot is? Now, if you read across, like follow that arrow across, the rise starts at 8. It ends here. And if we read across, it ends at 13. So it starts at 8 and it ends at 13. So to get the rise, we need to do 13 minus 8. And 13 minus 8 is 5. So that's what the rise is. Yeah? The run then, so the run, the red line starts over here. See where I've turned that red dot? So we're looking down from there. So it starts at 0. It goes across to here. So we look down. So it goes to 10. So to get the run, we do 10 minus 0, which is 10. And if you type 5 over 10 into your calculator, you get 0.5. So that's what the slope is. The slope is 0.5. Now that's very important, okay? So I've just given you a method for how to get the slope, okay? You make your triangle, you figure out your rise, you figure out your run, and then you put the rise at the top of the fraction, the run at the bottom of the fraction, and I got this number by using my calculator. Okay? So you might need to rewind that and watch that again. That's important. Okay? Next thing they ask about here is the Y-intercept. See? So, we know that, hang on, this here, hang on, it'll come in now. That there is the y-axis, okay? I have it written here. So I know that that's the y-axis, okay? So a y-intercept, like if you intercept someone's pass, or if you intercept someone's path, it's where you cross it, okay? So if two paths intersect or intersect, that's where they cross, okay? So the y-intercept is where does the graph cross the y-axis, okay? And if you look at the graph, right, this is the graph. Sorry, I'm trying to pick a color that won't make it go away. Here's the graph here. There. So where does it cross the y-axis? Where does the luminous yellow line cross the luminous green line? They cross there at 8. Okay, so the y-intercept is 8. And the question asks, what does that mean? Okay, but if you look over here in the table, there's the 8. So what did that 8 mean? 8 was centimeters, was the size of the plant at the start. That's what the 8 means. That's what the y-intercept means. Okay, we're nearly there. Part E, in your own words, describe this pattern. So, the plant started off 8 centimeters tall. It grew 1 centimeter every 2 days. Yeah, that's literally describing what I see. So, assuming the plant continues to grow at the same rate, what will the height of the plant be after 25 days? And how many days will it take the plant to reach 30 centimeters? Okay, so we're going to have to keep going with our table. So we can either extend the table or we can extend the graph. So I think I might extend the table. I don't know. If you prefer to do the graph, do the graph. So I'm going to extend this down. Oops. Here we go. Okay, so I'm obviously just going to skip over the writing. So day 12, it's going to be 14. Day 14, it's going to be 15. Day 16, 16, 18, 17. Okay, so I'm just going to do the days. So 20, 22, Oh, it's going to be quite long. Six, 28. Sorry, I have put quite a few numbers down. It's just not. Syncing again. I'm trying to shut it down and see will this help. I don't know if the problem is with the MacBook or the iPad. Sorry, guys. I'm just shutting my OneNote down on my iPad here to see if this helps, because that didn't help. Aha. Okay, so I extended the pattern. So the days go up in 2. So I have 12, 14, 16, 18, da 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 da, and I kept going. Yeah. And then my centimeters are going up by 1. So I went 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and blah, 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 blah. Okay. So for part F said, what will the height of the plant be after 25 days? Okay, so there's 24 days and 26 days. So 25 days is in between them. So 20.5 centimeters, halfway between 20 and 21. And then part G says how many days will it take to reach 30 centimeters. Okay, so I think I got that, yep. So right down the bottom, there's 30 centimeters. How many days? 44. Okay, so like F and G took a bit of time in that, like obviously I had to extend that table quite a way. But I don't think F and G are hard. But C and D are new, okay? And they're something that you're going to probably have to like play back and watch again before you try your homework, okay? So yeah, that's it really. So there's all different types of problems. There's loads of them here, okay? So I'm just gonna pick one. We'll just do the taxi one, okay? So I'll throw it into the page here and then I'll have a look, talk about it. Okay, so we have a taxi driver, we have a graph, just like we had a minute ago. Now, the last time I had to draw the graph, I don't have to do it now. What type of pattern? So the fact that it's a line, what type of pattern? Now here we go, look. Second one, asking for the slope. So you're going to have to go back in here or go back on the video and watch how I did this slope. So you're going to need to make your triangle, figure out how tall the triangle is, so what's the rise, figure out how wide the triangle is, what's the run, and then make your fraction. Okay, so I don't expect you to be able to do that without looking back at the notes, okay? It's new information, so you have to look back, okay? They're asking you what does the slope represent, so see if you can figure that out. What is the y-intercept? So again, where does the graph intercept the y-axis? So again, if you need to go back, the y-intercept was where the yellow line intersected the green line. So see if you can make a yellow and a green line on this graph and figure out where they intersect. Next is just use the graph to fill out the table. We've done loads of them. And then G and H are a bit like the previous ones where they just ask you a few questions based on the graph. Okay? So please, again, give it a go. I don't expect you to be like, oh yeah, I know exactly how to do slope. I expect you to have to go back and look up the video and figure out, okay, what did she do first? What did she do second? Then what did she do? And you copy those steps. If you make any mistakes, I will correct them. Okay, but please try. So that is your homework for Wednesday. All right, guys.